this segment on understanding the Gen Zs. On today's segment, we'll be talking about Gen Z's terminologies and how they use it. First of all, knowing too well that people have a narrative about Gen Z's terminologies. Most people say we are disrespectful, while others say this is not fun at all. So let's hear from my guests. With me, we have Peace Nwadike, John Adeleke, and Victoria Ajide. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So starting from Victoria Ajide, what do you understand by Gen Z's terminologies?
The Gen Z's terminologies are words and a set of words or sentences that we, Generation Z, use in communicating to each other. The same way we have the Yorubas, the Igbos, the Hausas having their own languages and whatnot. The same way we Gen Zs have ours. Now these words and terminologies, we have steez, which has to do with looking nice and still having composure and in whatever you're wearing and still being able to look good. Basically, we have fam, which is family, a friend of yours that are very
what they're
close
doing
to,
is cringe. Like, come
you
on,
treat each other like brothers and sisters. So that's fam. We have cap, which stands for when someone is telling lies. Instead of saying you're telling lies,
but personally to you,
capping,
are you comfortable using these words with your parents?
We have different words. We have
we have our own ways of
communication. Different things, you know. Just a short form of saying things nowadays, which makes it easier for us.
Oh, mom, see you have
for other generations.
I can use it jokingly.
Preaches.
Like for example, with your fellow peers.
Okay.
And if you have family members who you are cool with, you cannot just go out and our culture. You cannot just go out and see an elder and start saying, you look fly.
The slangs.
Okay.
So we have to be careful or mindful of the words we use or the slangs we use, and be mindful of the people or the group of people who use it. You cannot use slangs on your elders because they would misunderstand or they would not just understand what you're saying. So you have to know how close are you to these people. So it's more preferably with your peers, your friends, people you're like the same age grade with, that you can use the slangs. At least they can understand these slangs. So I would say you should use it with just your peers. Or your family, your siblings, you can use it with your siblings. Or maybe your parents, but not all the slangs you can use with your brothers. At the end of the day, you're trying to communicate with these people. And sometimes if you do not get feedbacks or if the other person you're trying to communicate with does not understand. The point of communication has been removed.
Exactly. These Gen Zs, we are taking these terminologies too personal. For example, one of our slangs, school na scam. Do you really feel like that slang is exactly what it means? Because academically, most Gen Zs, let me say on a scale of 100, 30% Gen Zs are throwing away the education. They feel like you can just learn from the street. The street credibility, school na scam. You could invest your school fees into entrepreneurship and make it. Does it work like that? Or you still advise that despite whatever we are doing, we should tag alongside with academics? What's your take on this, John?
So from my experience with me and my guys, we've had numerous discussions on topics like this. You might be around and be like, oh, we are spending time at school while others are busy making it, and the school are not seeing where it's going to lead to. Like you said, some people might feel, oh, instead of using the fees and put it in your education, put it in a business. But you still need education to be able to run your business properly. And that is just the truth. We guys can sit down and be like, oh, school is calm, that we'll mention the demerits. But we also do all that while we're in school. Because we know that, yes, it is necessary to be learned. Even if you're not going to use it as a means to build your future, it's still good to have knowledge
about
at least.
Most things.
So even if you're not going to go through the whole master's and doctorate degrees and everything, have at least the basic knowledge.
Okay.
The discussion of school and scam most times is not taking it as a seriousness that, oh, the school system is a failure. We're just saying, oh, it's not the optimal solution that we want right now, but it's still good and we're still going to do it.
Education is pointless or meaningless. It's not true. No education is a waste. Everything you learn in school, you might not use any of the things or everything you've learned in school, but you use some of the things you've learned. and you also apply it to your life, your basic life. So whether you're an entrepreneur, you need it. What you learned in school, you also need it, because you have to handle or deal with people. So you also need this like basic skills. We all learned how to speak English from schools.
Yes.
And that's one of the main
And
main
even putting
things.
up the terminologies
Yes,
is
and
from school.
So you can't say that your education is a waste. It's very important. It's like the basic. Everybody should at least get that. But I think what they mean is, in today's society, a lot of people do not go the education route. People don't use their degrees
Anymore.
to like make a living, and that's fine because of where we are
Today.
right now, because of how the economy is.
Okay.
It's not like a lot of people, their degrees are not like profitable. They cannot monetize, make money from their degrees. So they've been able to use other means. But at the end of the day, it falls back to the education, the basic education they had to make money, and they're able to monetize this thing. So you can see some young people have gone into using the social media as a form of like making a living, monetizing their social media
But it's
accounts.
still advisable
But
to
it's
tag
still
along
advisable, yeah.
school.
At the end of the day, you are still using the knowledge you got from school to do whatever you are doing. So that's like a wrong phrase, but I feel like what they actually mean, it's not saying education is useless. It's just saying you might not use it. But no knowledge is a waste, like we all know.
I will actually say adulthood is actually a scam. I will agree to it. Because, I mean, probably because of the adults we have seen on television, on the internet, around us. Let me not put around us. That's a whole story on its own. In television, on the internet, the way they portray adulthood, like when I was younger, the way the adulthood was being portrayed, like it was a time where things are free,
So easy.
You finish
Flexible.
school immediately, you get a job and you're living the life,
And you're
you
married.
don't have stress. The next thing you're married, the next thing you have kids. Everything works out straight, like there's no struggle, no whatsoever. But now,
Facing the struggle.
adulthood is actually a scam because these people lie to us. That's what I feel like it is. So I mean, it's not more of a scam. It's just that times are changing.
Yeah.
We're evolving daily, by the minutes. So things are not how it used to be.
Yeah.
So it's left for us to be able to adapt to
it.
the whole adulthood.
All right. Thank you.